We're back with new frightening statistics. Stroke cases in Americans under the age of 45 are up 15% since 2011, while cases in those under 50 are up by a third in the past 20 years. Now, strokes are the fifth leading cause of death in the U.S. amid a spike in cancer cases among our younger population. Here with the reaction is Fox News contributor Dr. Mark Siegel. Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Great to see you, Joey.
Yes, sir. So tell us about this. Is strokes on the rise? Is there something that's happening, something in our food? What's making this happen?
Absolutely. It's on the rise. It's disturbing. Over the last 15 years, both CDC and American Heart Association are showing a 15% increase, up to about 120,000 cases a year of people under 50. Really disturbing, and it's because people weigh too much now, there's more diabetes, and blood pressure's going up. Blood pressure really tells you, if you have a high blood pressure, tells you a risk of a stroke, and cholesterol going up. Those are all of the reasons, and people were sedentary during the pandemic, they gained a lot of weight, their blood pressure went up, higher risk of stroke.
You know, it's an important topic there. I've always thought of strokes as something that just kind of happened out of the blue. To me, I've never known them to be something that there were a lot of precursors for. But you're saying these risk factors, especially blood pressure and cholesterol, are key indicators of, hey, I need to make a change because that's a risk.
Right, and the blood pressure correlates with heart disease, which causes blood clots, which causes stroke. High blood pressure causes bleeds, which causes stroke, bleeds in the brain. We can prevent all of this. We need to prevent all of this. We got to get cholesterol under control also. Doctors like me, internists like me, looking for high cholesterol in those over 50, we got to start looking for it in those under 50. And diet changes. Too much processed food. Get people to have a Mediterranean diet. More olive oil, more nuts, more berries, more fish. All good for keeping blood pressure down and decreasing stroke risk.
I love it. You know, just regular food that we're actually meant to eat, not just processed food.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, on the topic of living healthy, there's this new study that shows that daily marijuana use is surpassing alcohol use, is what this new study found. And we have here 17.7 million people using marijuana as opposed to 14.7 with alcohol. I probably have a more liberal take on this. I don't drink. I consider alcohol to be a pretty destructive thing, both physically, but also the situations it puts you in. And is it at all safer to be using marijuana instead? No,
actually, it's worse. And by the way, you said to me before we came on, this is underreported. Have you been down the streets lately in New York? You can't go one block without smelling pot. And it's 40% of those who use marijuana are using it daily. Alcohol, way less than that. Listen to this, 269% increase over 15 years of people smoking pot daily.
Why am I more legal in the last 15 years?
And that's your point. You're right about that. Why am I worried about that? Because the THC content is soaring. The active chemical is up to 30 to 50%. It's soaring. That leads to psychosis. It leads to paranoia. It leads to anxiety and depression. It leads to behavioral problems. You can't take a test if you're stoned on this much THC.
You know, that's interesting because what you're saying is the legalization of marijuana and the supposed control has led to kind of this super engineering of marijuana. So they're not smoking the same marijuana they were smoking 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's A. And here's B. The gray market has risen right behind the legal market.
Yeah.
So you may be able to get it in a cannabis shop, but behind the scenes, down the street, somebody's selling it still.
Yeah.
Way more illegal along with the legal.
That's right. Dr. Mark Siegel, thank you so much. Don't know what I would do without you. I've got some assignments here on healthy living, and I appreciate it, brother.
You know all about healthy living. Great to see you, Joey.
Good to see you too, doctor. 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 Good to see you too, doctor.